Lynnette Nicholas with Essence. So my first question is, Nicole's the manager of a bank, Detective Raymond, you have your position. You all are positions of influence. But you both strategically position yourself to get Janiyah out alive.
Yes.
What is it about the Black female experience that lends itself to having more compassion for others? What was it about Janiyah? What did you recognize in her that made you shift your paradigm, like, okay, there's something else happening here?
I mean, a mother.
Yeah.
She was a mother. Nicole was a mother.
Yeah.
Detective Raymond was a mother. I think that's what brought us together. And I also think, us being Black women and understanding that we are the least protected. So I think it was one of them things where you had to have that empathy and that compassion to show up for another sister. It was all about sisterhood. And like I always say, it was bigger than a badge for me. It was bigger than a gun. It was bigger than a bulletproof vest. I am a mother and a woman. Like, detective is out the window and I'm seeing what's happening, and I think that, convincing everyone else to have patience with her was a big thing, because it's a call I can make, certain calls that she can make. I hate when we have the ability we can make this shift, we can make the change. It's about what we choose to do with the information. And I think what Detective Raymond chose to do with the information really helped. Same thing with Nicole Parker.
Yeah. That was my next question. It's important. Oftentimes you see people who are in positions of authority, they have power, but then they forget. And it's a theme of being in remembrance. You're strategically positioned, to help other people. What do you do with that?
Exactly.
Can you speak to that?
I think, I look around and I see Black women. What I loved about the script is the sisterhood. We came together, that it really meant something, that she did not lose her life.
Yeah.
And we see that all the time.
Yeah.
We are nurturers, Black women, and I think that we are stronger together. Yeah. And I love that when I saw two forces behind this woman who saw her and wanted her to win, and we did both what we could to make sure that happened. I love how Teyana's character, when I was reading the script, how she fought against the very people who were supposed to protect and serve, even to probably her detriment.
Yeah.
And, for me, it was just like, I just wanted to come and make a difference, never thinking it would be in this way, but being able to make a difference in Janiyah's life to where she was able to let go. And we were able to connect as mothers.
Right. Yeah. Had anyone else been in those positions, and I was thinking about, and I love the alternative ending, had anyone else been in those positions, it would have turned out very differently. Can you speak to the importance of there being people with cultural acuity, social emotional intelligence, being in positions of power? Because that was a theme too throughout. There were so many different personalities. You had the younger, you had the angry white cop, you had the younger white detective, but then you had the FBI detective who came in, and his spirit was so prideful. Can you speak to the importance of people being in leadership positions with cultural acuity?
It's just, I think we always have to fight. We have to fight to have our voices heard. Just in this last election season, we had to fight. Was it 92 or 93% of us? We had to fight to prove ourselves, to prove our worth, and still not be seen. Still to have a woman in power who it was the best of the best of the best, and still not be seen. And I think that, in speaking to this movie, it's like, she's fighting, and we both recognize that. And she's still not seen. And that's why it's so important. That's where the urgency came in to help save her.
I love that. There are so many Janiyahs that are going to watch this film. There's so many Janiyahs in every community. Do you have any words of encouragement for the Janiyahs? Because so many people suffer in silence. And there's also a theme of having a village, but Janiyah does not have one. Exactly. Since her mom and sister are crazy. Can you give any words of encouragement to young Black women who may see this and be hurting? What would you say to them?
Honestly, I would say be able to receive, because as you can see, Janiyah received from two strangers. You get what I'm saying? Like that, when we all happen to be mothers and Black women, you get what I'm saying? I think the power of receiving is so important. A lot of people don't know how to receive unless it's like unless my mother or my sister, my brother. You gotta know how to receive, because Nicole Parker is in the bank with her. What if I didn't have the voice of reason to say, no, we need to boom, boom, boom. This is what we need to do.
Yeah.
We don't know how that could have ended, how it could have went. So this stranger who is a mother first was able to see, herself in Janiyah and, vice versa. So I think to other women, it's okay to show up for one another, even if you don't know them that well. If a person is willing to show up for you, receive that.
Yeah. And sometimes your village is not just your family.
Yeah.
Like my village truly are the friends that I have who are closer to me than my family. They're my sisters.
Yeah.
So you can create your village of a like-minded person. And like you said, be ready to receive. You give and receive. Give and receive. That's what a friendship truly is.
Absolutely.